Are you
it's
done?
the idea that he landed in Soviet Russia as opposed to
He
the
landed
United
in a
States.
Warsaw Pact country. He was like in Ukraine, and then they shipped him off to Russia,
Moscow.
to where he was raised under Stalinist communism, and yeah,
Which
it was
is
a great book.
The beginning of Superman, he was a social reformer. If you read old Superman before the Cold War and all that, World War II and all that stuff, and then he became America.
He was a socialist, and then Cold War, and now he's like America.
Superman in German is Uberman.
Uberman.
And that's amazing to me.
Yeah,
Speaking of Uber, we got Uber in Jeff City now.
And
that's
Lyft.
creepy. Like, I'd trust any of these fuckers to drive me around.
Hey. Yeah. Hey, you go call for an Uber? You like country music?
You like meth?
Got some meth and some country.
But yes, in Red Sun, Superman lands in a Warsaw Pact country, and he's under this Stalinist regime, and he is like trying to embody what actual communism is. And that's one thing that I heard the writers talk about, is that they didn't want it to be so obvious and like, communism bad, America good kind of thing. So they tried to write it in such a way that, this communism thing under Superman wasn't, necessarily bad. But then inevitably at some point in the book, it gets like really like Big Brother is watching you kind of thing, and that's when it kind of lost me. But before that, it was really good, because he was actually talking to Stalin. He's like, but sir, he's like, what about the common man? Isn't that who we should be fighting for? Kind of bring up the what is that? What is that face?
Nothing.
What is your history major kicking in?
Cheesy.
It's true.
Did Superman stop him from killing millions?
Actually, I'm pretty sure Stalin died. I'm pretty sure.
There you go.
I think. Did you not read it?
It's a nice alternative history. No.
Well, I think Superman might have killed him.
That was way before.
I can't remember.
Way before, and then he went to America, and he's like, "I am here, comrades.
No.
Show me the ways of American people."
No, he actually ended up.
Soviet Russia.
He actually ended up ruling the entire world.
This Russia.
He monitored everything. Because he can.
Like Batman and Christopher Nolan movies.
That, or he used technology, and because he's Superman, he can like fly to the stratosphere and he can hear everything.
Yeah.
So yeah, he basically was like led this like it was kind of like world peace, but it was like a forced world peace. And of course, Lex Luthor, who was American, was like, "Fuck this guy," and
hell yeah, Lex.
And then
it kind of sounds like the plot of Injustice almost, like the start of it.
A little bit, but it was interesting. Brainiac tried to, I guess, take over the world at one point, but then Superman turns him, so now Brainiac is like his personal, I guess, second in command.
Just say he's his bitch.
He was his bitch. And Lex Luthor goes after Superman, and Lex Luthor writes something down on a piece of paper, and Brainiac's like, "Don't read it." He's like, "What do you mean?" Brainiac's like, he has a 12th level intellect. He can, try and trick your mind or whatever. And this is in the.
It was a Sudoku puzzle. No, you trying to remember what it was?
No, I'm just waiting for you to stop talking.
Oh, he's into it.
He still has Argo City, whereas it shrunk down.
What's Argo City?
Or it's the city from Krypton that was shrunk down.
You didn't know opposite.
I thought that was Kandor.
Kandor. Was it Argo? Or no, it's Argo in the new Supergirl.
Yeah,
it's called the one that's Kandor from pre-52 stuff. But yeah, it was the city of Kandor that was shrunk down, stolen by Brainiac, and he had it, and of course he couldn't figure out how to bring Kandor back because it was all shrunken down. And what Lex Luthor had written down and gave to him, he said, "Why don't you just put the whole world in a glass bottle?" Like, meaning, like, what you have done to the world is what Brainiac done to Kandor. So it's like you've become the villain, kind of thing. Like,
who's Brainiac?
Yeah, he's like, you just became Brainiac.
I love giving you a hard time.
Well, that's one of us.
No. What'd you do this week?
What did I do this week?
What'd you do this weekend?
I watched Dear White People.
What did I do this weekend? Watch that terrible television show you told me to watch.
Which we will talk about on Thursday.
What did you do this weekend, Tony?
I went to Comic-Con.
What?
Yay!
Planet Comic-Con. Comic-Con up in Kansas City.
You had like the most uneventful time.
It was cold. It was rainy.
Oh, it was like the
lines
worst
were
weekend
horrendous.
to go.
People surprisingly were nice and not very pushy. Actually,
it's good.
No, people.
I expected that fully. Did not.
Nerds are nice, man.
No, the Comic-Con I went to for Hastings, like everyone was super nice. Like even the customers buying stuff from our booth were insanely nice. I'm like, why can't all retail be like this?
Yeah, that's what I noticed too. Is like everybody would pick up, they'd pick up a book or whatever. They put it exactly right back where it went. And
It's because there's respect.
Seriously?
It's because nerds respect stuff. Like
you were asking, by the way, last week about if they were doing the grading stuff, and they were.
Yeah, I figured they were.
They'd have a booth that did it.
Was there a lot of like art booths?
There was.
There was at WonderCon.
I didn't realize that. I think it was either Marvel or DC had done it. They had released a while ago, I guess, their portfolio editions of artists' work, and it's their actual work.
Okay.
They had one for Neil Adams, and he was there.
Oh, Jim Lee.
And it was like, oh, I'd kill to have Jim Lee. But it was like $70, and if I'd have bought it, I would have had him autograph it. But I just couldn't fathom spending over $100 for an autograph.
Your happiness. That's what this would make me very happy.
I can't fathom having anyone sign. Put it down.
What the sweet, merciful hell was that?
Arnold Schwarzenegger yelling at me.
Cody not having his phone on silent.
Anyways.
I can't imagine paying anyone to sign a comic. Period. That much, like $50 for a signature. That's just crazy to me.
Well, that was just for like the movie stars and television
There's
stars.
There's a couple
right?
of the creators that were like that though.
Was Jason Aaron one of them that charged?
Honestly, they didn't have a lot of the prices on the creators. He was one of the ones they didn't, and Jim Steranko was another. They didn't have prices for them.
If they didn't have prices, it's free.
But you don't say. Hot chicks free.
Kevin Eastman was the only actually known. He was the only free one, but every additional signature after that first one was $20.
Crumpy told me that Eastman usually signs for free, but only like a certain amount.
The first one,
yeah,
and then everyone after is $20. But even then, $20, that's fine.
That's not bad.
That's understandable.
That's terrible.
It's fine.
You're literally signing something.
Uh-huh.
I don't know how it all works out, like if they have to pay to be there or if they get paid appearance fees to be there.
No, they get paid to be there.
And then they charge to sign things on top of that.
Oh, Stan Lee was there last year?
$100
I was talking to a lady that was dressed up as Athena. It cost her $300 for a photo with him and an autograph. $300.
Right?
That's a bit much, but Stan Lee is also like huge for these people.
He had bodyguards.
I'm just saying.
And then he had a guy who was standing behind him massaging his shoulders towards the end of the day. Because, to be fair, I mean, you're there for 8-10 hours a day signing the same fucking thing.
I mean, some of these people, like, the stuff they do, some of it's not very lucrative.
Well,
so
he didn't look up,
there,
she said, the whole time. Not one time. She said he was really nice and everything, but it's just like...
But he didn't look up?
No, because he was signing so many things.
Oh my god.
And then... I think the coolest guy I saw there, honestly, was probably John Barrowman and Stephen Amell. Probably interacted the most with their fans. And then Ric Flair, surprisingly.
Woo!
Yeah, he did that a lot.
Who?
He's a WWF wrestler, Nature Boy.
Wait, was he the one who...
Dude, I saw him, I was this far from him, and I could have reached out and like poked him, but he'd have beat my ass.
Was he the hot one who was playing Injustice 2 on that video you showed me?
No, dude, Ric Flair's old.
Ric Flair's old, bro.
Oh.
Old white.
Oh, New Day incorporated the Woo thing, didn't he?
And who was that guy?
No.
You showed him the New Day
stuff?
Is that what they're...
Kofi Kingston and...
okay, that one.
No, it's Xavier Woods.
Okay, that one.
Yeah.
I figured he would be at a con.
No, he's wrestling. Well, I guess they're not wrestling right now, per se, but...
I mean, yeah, but they still have wrestlers at cons, and he's a huge...
They do, did they?
Ric Flair was there.
Ric Flair, so
I got an autograph picture for Cody Garnett.
From Seth Rollins.
Yes, that one.
Which would have been awesome, because he is huge right now.
Well, I got him an autograph picture of that.
For a while.
And it's
Ric
funny.
Flair was actually really cool, though. Like,
I had no idea who he was.
He would sign, look up, and he'd have conversations with each person he talked to, and I was like... That's awesome.
But that's what WWE does, man. WWE is notorious for fan interaction. And they have certain wrestlers that are really good with it and certain wrestlers that they keep way far away from it. Like people like John Cena and Seth Rollins and Ric Flair, his daughter Charlotte, are all really good ambassadors to WWE. But
The Rock was too for a while.
Yeah, now he's multi-billionaire freaking.
I'd still love to meet him. I think he'd be one of the coolest guys in the world to meet. But...
Did you see that thing he did with Jimmy Fallon where they surprised people in the big heads at Disney World?
Yeah. But no, Comic-Con was a blast though. Even as crazy as it was, as expensive as it was, I would do it all over again.
Yeah,
without a doubt.
Just needs to save up for a year.
Well, it cost me $100 for 2 tickets.
Yeah.
And that was advance tickets that originally were $38 a piece before they charged me $10 service charge and a $10 tax.
Oh, welcome to America, my friend.
Capitalism.
That's fucking ridiculous.
Yeah, I got his autograph for Cody, and then I got Haley Atwell's autograph for myself. I actually bought a nice big piece of artwork that somebody was selling at a booth of her.
Yeah.
And I bought it. He's like, "Are you going to have her sign this?" I was like, "Hell yeah." He's like, "Can I see it after she signs it?" I was like, "Yeah." So she signed it, and I was like, "Oh my god, you're beautiful and amazing, and I love you." And then I was like, it's like really fast. Like you have like 10 seconds to try and say what you want to say to this person because you have a line of fucking everybody.
I want to see your nipples.
Behind. No.
What?
God, you would say that.
I would too.
How shocked would you be if she...
Yeah!
Okay.
You didn't see that one coming, did you?
No.
Ooh, hold
But after I got it signed, or after she signed it for me, I went to the artist's booth, and he was so happy because it's like his artwork was recognized by the person.
Yeah, that would be cool. That would be a cool thing to...
Oh, Freddie E. Williams too. That was another one that was there. The artist for Batman TMNT and He-Man Thundercats, which would have been cool. I actually would have liked to have met him. But they had a lot of webcomic people, like Pearls Before Swine, and a bunch of stuff like that.
Why have I heard of that?
I have never heard of it.
They're all like super popular webcomics, and there's a bunch of those there. I got signed up for some e-newsletter because I bought my tickets online. So I'll keep in touch and keep updated with that for you guys as to who's going to be there next year and stuff. But
the problem is that it's during my wife's birthday weekend. Always.
That's fine.
It's not fine.
It's fine.
But
you explain that shit to her then.
Okay.
The one issue I think I had with it was like, there's just some random ass booths there. Like there was a guy making clocks
that
were
awesome,
pop culture themed, and had nothing to do. I'm not gonna go to Comic-Con and buy a clock.
They have tattoo artists set up.
Yes, they did at the one I went to. They're like, you can get a tattoo at a con. I'm like, I don't think I should get my first tattoo here.
Why not?
They did have a pretty cool. It was the drop thing that Master Chief drops into on like every Halo mission. They had a life-size one that you could get in.
That's cool.
What drop thing? Oh, like the little pod thing?
Yeah, and then they had a bunch of Master Chief. They had a couple that was Master Chief and Cortana, which was really good. I think the best
a
cosplay...
life-size Cortana? Or cosplayers?
Cosplayers.
That's awesome.
I think the best cosplay I saw, honestly, was the Queen of Hearts from Alice in Wonderland from Burton's.
That would have been amazing.
And there was 2 guys dressed in full armor as the knights.
That is
kick-ass.
The cards.
See, I would have had... fuck all the creators that charge you shit like that. I would have gotten pictures with those people.
Oh,
they had actual cosplayers who had booths, though. Like Jessica...
Negri.
She was there.
Look at my cleavage.
Oh, is she the one who, like, paints...
Oh, please. Huh?
Is she the one who paints the stuff on her body?
No, she's a really well-paid...
blonde, that low-cut everything. What do they call it whenever it's, like, slutty cosplay? That's what she does.
There's a bunch of Spider-Gwens there. They were all really good, but there was a bunch
in
of
the
them.
tights.
Mm-hmm.
What's really awkward is whenever you take, like, your small child and then all of a sudden it's like Vampirella is there.
Still the funniest, though, was probably the Deadpool with the giant dong.
Yeah.
It was so fucking funny.
The extra appendage.
Yeah.
The third leg.
When we were there, before we left, Cody Garnett was like, you should take a tally to see how many Deadpool and Harley Quinns there's going to be.
God, there's a fuck ton of Harley Quinns.
Right, because those are like the 2 overrated, like the Marvel and the DC.
Not overrated.
They're kind of
overdone.
Oversaturated. That, people are like, oh my god, I love Harley Quinn, even though they've never read a single Harley Quinn book. And they do the same thing for Deadpool. So as we're sitting at our booth...
You just want to take them to Amanda Connor and Jimmy Palmiotti book and go, read this. Do you still love it? Oh, did you dookie on their desk?
No, but I wanted to go punch
both of them. I would have been like, this is what I think of you. Right on there, freaking, right in between them. You sons of bitches.
No, but so as